Welcome back to Golden Goose and my Road to Glory series that follows James Brown, the running back for the Auburn Tigers. Yes, the great-grandson of the NFL legend, Jim Brown. And today in our first matchup, we are taking on Arkansas. They're about just as good as us on paper. We're a little bit better than them, but we haven't been very good in the conference. Either have they this season. We have the exact same record, but Kirk is siding with Arkansas since they're at home. And a little update, James Brown has been earning some coach trust in practice, so we're close to becoming a veteran starter. Conference standings, we're still at the very bottom. If we beat Arkansas, though, we will be in 6th place out of 7. I mean, that's not amazing, but at least it's not dead last. Here's how we stack up by numbers. 88 overall, both of us. 88 overall offense, both of us. And we have a little bit better defense, 90 to 87, so this is going to be a very close contest. It is snowing here in Arkansas in this late season matchup. James Brown is looking to take this return back. Let's see what he can do. Can he find his way to the end zone this time? No, but it was a decent return. Now, last week, Brown had his start. He actually started the last 2 games. He's averaged about 55 yards per game in carrying. He just doesn't get a lot of touches, and we're going to see if that changes here in the snow. It looks like a little play action to start things off and a completed pass for 4 yards. Brown only had 4 carries to finish the first half last week. I mean, that's a very low amount of carries for such a talented back. Right there, a drop pass by Brown. Looks like they're hurrying up to the line here. Auburn sees something in the defense that they like. It is loud here, though, at Arkansas State Stadium. And almost picked off. Brown called for it. He was not open. Arkansas goes down and scores on their first offensive possession. Looking to make it 7-0 against Auburn. And it's good. Now, there's been rumors that James Brown isn't very happy with the amount of carries he got last week and in the week prior. He would assume a starting halfback would be seeing 20-plus carries a game, and that's just not how it's been. Now, honestly, today he hasn't had any carries, so I can kind of see what he's complaining about. But, I mean, does that mean we're going to see Brown transferring schools after this season? I mean, we'll just have to see. It looks like he caught that one. He's only going to find 5 yards. Speaking of catching balls, Brown had 9 receptions last week for over 100 yards receiving. One of his best performances, one of the best performances on the team all season for one solo receiver. There's Brown again. That's his 2nd reception. He twinkle toes the sideline and finds 17. Still no running attempts for Brown. Halfway through the first quarter here. Brown's back in the game after resting on the sideline for a bit. Let's see what they do here. It looks like they're going to the air. Brown is staying in the pocket to back up any pass blockers, and that's going to be 7. 3rd and 3. I mean, here we've seen Brown very successful last week. He had 2 touchdowns inside the 5-yard line. He can muscle his way in. Let's see what they decide to do. No handoff, and it's a short pass. It is incomplete. No, it's actually complete for a 1-yard gain. Auburn didn't even attempt a field goal there. It's still 7-0. Arkansas couldn't do anything on offense. Brown is ready. He's hyping up any type of crowd that might be here for the Auburn Tigers. Trying to get under this punt. He muffed a couple of them in the last few weeks. And he gets hit right away. Only finds 5 yards. Will we see Auburn's first rushing attempt on this drive? It's very odd to see a team that does have a talented back like this not really utilize him whatsoever. But right there, Brown finds a huge hole, 14-yard run on his first carry of the game. One of his longest career carries. I think 17 was his longest. Just doesn't get a lot of opportunities. And I mean, I think other schools are going to be seeing what kind of skill he has with the few opportunities he's given. And who knows, maybe he'll transfer somewhere after this season if Auburn doesn't start to utilize him. Auburn has a relatively young team, a lot of juniors, sophomores, and obviously some freshmen. Not too many seniors, so the players that you see on this team, they're going to be here a couple of years. So, I mean, if Brown's not getting touches now, most likely for the next 1 or 2 years, it's going to be relatively the same. 2 carries for Brown, 23 yards, 3rd down and 2. They bring him back off the sideline. Looks like they're sitting somewhere around the 3-yard line. Can he get them in? That's what they put him in for, and he gets them in, a 4-yard touchdown run. 3 carries on that drive, 27 yards, and a touchdown for Brown. You gotta love this kid. He's determined. Inside the 5, it's almost guaranteed. 7-7, and Arkansas is going to be kicking it back to James Brown for the Auburn Tigers. Let's see if he can make something happen. He is one of the deadliest return men in the NCAA right now. And not much going there, 7 yards. The Tigers have been known for their option run this season, but the quarterback's been mostly the majority keeper of those runs. Right there makes a okay read. He finds 3 yards. You gotta love games in the snow. They're fun ones to watch, and there's Brown on another reception for 10 yards and a first down. He's got 3 receptions and 3 carries today. He's been utilized quite a bit on the offensive side of things. I mean, that's one area he can't complain. He is involved in a lot of plays, whether it be through the air, not so much on the ground. Nice block by Brown, saving the quarterback again. Obviously, it's way too early to be talking about the NFL when we talk about James Brown, but this kid is like a quad threat. He's great on the ground, great through the air, has decent blocking hands, and is a great special teams player. Brown got some rest back out on the field for the Tigers. They're sitting right around the 15-yard line, maybe the 16. First down and 10 inside the red zone. And another option. Quarterback keeps it, and he's going to find the first down. They're back inside the 5. The quarterback carries it just as much, or sometimes a little bit more, than the halfback. But right there, they give it to James Brown. Another touchdown. That's a 4-yard run. He's got 2 4-yard touchdowns on the day inside the 5. Like I said, he's money. 14-7, and it looks like the Tigers are going to get the ball back in decent field position right around the 22. Right now, we got Brown in the backfield. Brown is hit in the backfield and taken down at the 20. He loses 3. Wow, wow, wow. This line is stacked right now. Let's see what they decide to do on offense for the Tigers. And that's Brown finding 4. Averaging 5.3 yards per carry right now for the Tigers. That's pretty good. Solid running today. Oh, and that's Brown open. He gets punished, but that's 18 yards and a first down. I mean, if you're Auburn and you can score on this drive, you're going to be putting Arkansas down by 2 scores at home. Now, Arkansas does get the ball to start the second half off, but you got to be happy with your performance so far in this one. Both of these teams are 5-3 ball clubs. I mean, we're 8 games through the season. This is the 9th game. You only have a few games left. You kind of need to win if you want to make a decent bowl game or even a bowl game at all. You want to start seeing some W's, and both these teams are 1-3 in the SEC. So to improve in that conference would be greatly appreciated by both teams, I'm sure. They took Brown out, let him rest a bit. Obviously, cold conditions. He is a bigger boy. He gets a little tired a bit easy. It's 14-7, 1:48 to go. I mean, if you're going to score, you're going to have to do it fast. You do have all 3 timeouts. And that one is going to bounce out. First down and 10, and Brown is covered. He's been a big target today, but they completed over the middle. They're into Arkansas territory. Hunter's been really good this season. Even though the Tigers are sitting at 5-3, as a leader at quarterback, he has been very deadly on the ground and pretty consistent through the air. Auburn uses their first timeout, but they are inside the 20 here, 14-7, trying to take a 2-score lead before the half. That would make them quite comfortable going into the second half, knowing that they have to kick the ball off to Arkansas to start things off. And, oh, that was lofted a little too high, and that's going to be an interception at the 1. Was that meant for Brown? Brown was in the end zone. That came shy, very, very shy. And Arkansas answers back. 40 seconds left in this half. They're going to tie things up. This is a completely different game now after that interception. And it's good. Tied up 14-14. I don't know what you do here if you're Auburn. You have 2 timeouts. You could try to go down and get points, but you don't want to have another turnover that could lead to points for Arkansas. Oh, taken down by his horse collar. He's only at the 15. And it looks like they might try to keep things to the air here. 37 seconds in this first half, and I don't know who that was to. Was that intercepted? No. It was pulled in. And they are in the hurry-up, trying to make something happen here. Brown getting back into position. 21 seconds. They have 2 timeouts. I mean, if you get across the 50 on this play, maybe you use the timeouts, try to make something happen. And it's caught. They're moving. They're going to use a timeout. Arkansas scores to start the second half here. Auburn wasn't able to do anything to end that first half. And it's 21-14. Arkansas's down. I mean, Auburn's down. Auburn was down to FAU last week, though, and they had a pretty good comeback and then buried FAU, so let's just see if they can really get something going here. And, ooh, nice cut outside. If he could have broke one, he might have been gone. James Brown in the backfield to the left of the quarterback. First down and 10 to start off the second half of football here in Arkansas. Brown taking it to the right side, only finding 2 on the outside. 9 carries, 46 yards for James Brown today. He's in the backfield. A little bit of play action, a quick pass, but that's tipped and it's intercepted. This could go all the way back. This could be a pick six, and it is. Ooh, further burying Auburn, looking to make it 28-14. I mean, if you're Auburn, what are you going to do here? You know, you're about halfway through the third quarter. I think you just stick to the game plan, run the ball a bit, work some clock, try to just get down the field and get some points on this drive. I mean, 7 would be nice, but you could accept 3. There's still plenty of time left in this game. I wouldn't be too worried if you are an Auburn fan watching right now. There's plenty of chance for a comeback, and it looks like Brown is going to find 9. Brown sat out for a couple of plays. They're trying to keep him as fresh as possible because being a power runner, I mean, he really applies a lot of power to every run, and that can take a lot out of you. So they're trying to keep his legs fresh, especially in this storm. And there we go. That's why you take him out, let him have a breather. That's 11 yards on the carry. Took Brown out for 2 plays. Now we're on 3rd down and 13. You need points on this drive. You just can't give it back to Arkansas. If you do, you could lose this game. And there's Brown catching it. He finds the first down. He's inside the 20, a 17-yard reception. They let Brown breathe on the sideline again for a couple of plays. 3rd down and 5. Still in the red zone. You know, you can get points here at least. Let's see what they do. Brown is out as a receiver. He's got it. That's the first down, and he pushes his way in. That's a 14-yard touchdown reception by James Brown. A beautiful reception. He didn't quite look open. He called for the ball, beat the defenders to the left side here, was able to pull it in, put his head down, and fall forward into the end zone, putting Auburn up 21-28. But your defense can't make anything happen. Arkansas is trying to make it a 14-point game again. 1 minute left in the third quarter, and it's 35-21. 72 yards rushing for Brown today. Biggest game of the season for him. I mean, pretty good receiving stats, too. And it looks like he's going to try to get people to move over this way. Oh, he's out. He's to the outside. He broke through that pile. I don't know how he did that. He's one of the deadliest returners around. They let him sit out for a couple plays after that big run back. I mean, this man plays special teams. He plays offense. I mean, he doesn't play defense, but... Oh, look at this. He cuts back and tries to pick up a block for the quarterback. 2nd down and 3, 1 second left, and they are going to snap the ball, and that is an option play. Quarterback keeps it, finds 2 to end the third quarter. What a game we have on our hands. 35-21 here in Arkansas in the powder. Will Auburn be able to come back? I mean, the question is, will Auburn's defense be able to stop Arkansas's offense? That's been the problem today. Allowing 35 points just is unacceptable. Auburn is 7 for 10 on 3rd down conversions today. Let's see if they make something happen. He doesn't pitch it to Brown. Brown was wide open. He could have easily took that up the sideline. 4th and 5. You got to go for it. Let's see what they do. They're running the triple option again, trying to make something happen. And I don't know why he handed up the center. The right side was open. Horrible option play. Auburn is not short of yards today, 462 of them. But we just haven't seen the performance we've expected from the Tigers. Obviously, this game was leaning in Arkansas's favor on all the betting sites, but come on. Auburn has to perform a bit better than this. You need a score on this drive if you're Auburn, and it has to be a touchdown. Then you're going to have to count on your defense to get a stop. And then you got to go down and score again. And that was a big fake, but that's way out of bounds. The 2 interceptions have really killed the Tigers today. Both of them led to scores, and that's where we're seeing them really lacking today. They're down. Their turnover differential is just not what it could be. 2nd down and 4. They are into Arkansas territory here. 4:43 to go in the game. Man in motion. And a little bit of play action. Nice catch. Had to slide and reach behind him. But that's a 1st down. 1st down and 10. A little bit of option play. It looks like Brown has this ball working his way for 7. 78 yards for Brown today, 22 yards shy of 100. He hasn't ever hit that milestone in his career. This is his 3rd start. Oh, Brown was open over the center. That could have been easily inside the 5. 3rd down and 12. It looks like Auburn's going to call timeout. They got to talk some things through. Brown's back in the game. Let's see what they decide to do here. That's way off the mark, and Brown had to just go break it up. 4th down conversions today, 0 for 1. They need this one. If you don't get this touchdown here, I mean, the game's pretty much over. You have 2 timeouts. Whoa, that was dropped in the end zone, and Brown was open too. He's got the sure hands. Punting from the 6-yard line. I mean, if Brown can make anything miraculous happen here, there's still 3 minutes left. They can kill this to under 3 minutes into the 250s, though. And I think that's what Arkansas intends to do. Auburn does have 2 timeouts. You have to score on this drive no matter what. You need 7, and you have to do it quick. Then you have to get that stop, use your timeouts, and then you have to score again quickly. It's going to be a long shot here. This one is going to be up at the last second. 253, 252, 251. Brown has it. Brown is trying to make something happen, but he only gets 9. You can best believe they're going to keep the strong guy, James, in the backfield here to probably pick up some blocks. You got to go to the air here. You don't have timeouts to use on offense. You got to save those for defense. And they catch that one. It's a first down. They're going to hurry up. If you hurry up, you're not wasting any time because you have to wait for them to place the ball before the clock even moves. Looks like some changes are being made at the line of scrimmage. And no one's getting through. Their line looks great, and that's another first down. Again, they're going into hurry up. Auburn's moving the ball. Almost 400 yards passing for Hunter today. Brown in the backfield. Been keeping that line pretty strong for his quarterback. He's got a great pocket. And 8 yards gained. It's 2nd and 2. The clock is moving. What are they going to do here? You know, you're looking at the 2-minute mark right now. You got to be a little nervous, but they get in. An 8-yard touchdown reception by Joel Cole. Now Auburn's within 8, an extra point, and they're within 7. You get the stop. There's only 26 seconds left. I mean, you're going to have 3 seconds. They're going to need a miracle play by James Brown at punt returner. By the time the punt lands, there's going to be 0 seconds on the clock. You need a punt return for a touchdown to go into overtime. Brown's done it before. I mean, he could do it again. Let's see what happens here. They need a good punt block. You can't let this bounce out of bounds either. You got to take this one. If you're Brown, this is a returnable punt no matter what. And it's on the sideline, and it's out. They're not even going to give him a chance. And that's how this game's going to come to a close. Arkansas 35, Auburn 28. A disappointing loss for the Auburn Tigers. They disimproved to 5-4 on the season. I mean, are they going to even make a bowl game? I would really feel they'd have to win at least 2 of their last 3 games. And I mean, they have some tough sledding ahead of them. So it's not going to be easy. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this talented football squad who could miss out on the bowl season. And it's just pure insanity. Stat-wise today, though, Brown had 14 carries. I mean, we would like to see him to 15 to 20, but I mean, 14 is not bad. 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a touchdown machine. 3 starts, 5 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, he also had a touchdown today. 6 receptions, 81 yards. And that TD is just a great performance by this dual-threat halfback. Coach trust-wise, James Brown is now a veteran starter, so, I mean, he doesn't really unlock anything, but he's really secured his starting position with the Auburn Tigers. This week, though, we have a matchup of the 5-4 teams. We're both 1-4 in SEC conference play. Tennessee is a school James Brown heavily considered, and it's funny to see that both these teams have ended up in the same position, 5-4, 1-4 in conference. Now, Auburn does have the edge overall here on Tennessee, but since we are in Tennessee, Kirk's going to side with them. Skill upgrades, throwing punches. Why do all of our skill upgrades suck? Award semifinalists are up. I mean, I don't know if Brown's going to be nominated for anything. He only started 3 games. Obviously, he hopes to be the returner of the year. I mean, he had to have at least 5 return touchdowns this season. So let's go look through some of these lists here. Best linebacker, Thorpe Award, Groza, Guy Award, best returner. There it is, James Brown. He has 1,551 kick return yards with 4 touchdowns and 522 punt return yards. He hasn't had a punt return for a touchdown, but 4 kick return touchdowns. That's put him at number 1 for best returner. I mean, that might be something if he's looking to transfer after this season. So here's how this game's going to match up. 86 over 88. We have an 88 offense. They have an 84. We have a 90 defense. They have an 88. So we're better in every category. Here in a sold-out Tennessee Stadium, I mean, this is a place Brown definitely could have been this season. You know, he had the option to go here, and he denied it. He decided to go with Auburn, and I wonder if he's regretting that decision right now. Both these teams 5-4 on the season, 1-4 in conference play. You really got to win this game if you want any chance at seeing a bowl game this season. So both these teams are in do-or-die mode, and right there, beautiful reception down the center of the field, almost to the 50. Brown had his best game last week. He had nearly 80 yards rushing, great receiving yardage too. I mean, he's just been looking great all season, but last week he got 14 carries and really turned up, and right there, 23 yards on his opening carry of this game. This guy can really find holes, just great ball carrier vision, and the ability to break tackles like that one gets him an extra 3 or 4 yards. The only problem with Brown right now is he's got to work on his stamina. He's always a bit tired after a couple big plays. And I mean, if you really want an electric player like that on the field more often, you're just going to need to get a bit tougher. And inside the 10 now. First down and goal, sitting around the 8-yard line right now. Tigers have a man in motion. Brown's leading the blocking effort here. And it was a keeper with Hunter. He only finds one. Second down goal, man in motion again for the Tigers. And this is going to be Brown leading the blocking effort. And again, Hunter keeping it and only getting another yard. Auburn had to settle with 3, but after a Tennessee turnover, they have great field position here. Brown is in the game again in the backfield. Let's see what they decide to do. He's had 1 carry so far this game for 23 yards. Great performance. 4 yards there on his second carry. And it looks like a little bit of play action here. Brown into block. Great completion over the left side down to the 33. A little bit of option. Let's see what they decide to do here. And it looks like they're going to keep it with the quarterback when he should have handed it off. Hunter hasn't been great at the option this season. 4 carries for Hunter today. Only 3 yards, showing you kind of his decision-making ability. And there we go. That's Brown for the first down, a 15-yard reception. He had to call for it 2 or 3 times. When Hunter saw him, he hit him perfectly. Brown's definitely proven to be a great dual threat at halfback. And with the special teams play, he's up for Returner of the Year award this season. You got to be excited if you're this young kid. 3 carries, 30 yards for James today, averaging 10 yards per carry. Man in motion for the Tigers again. And it looks like Hunter kept it and found 3. Third down and 3. The Tennessee crowd is getting loud. They're 1 for 2 on third down today. Let's see what they do here. And Brown was wide open. You missed it if you're Hunter. He can't believe it. Auburn didn't even get a field goal their last drive. It's 3-0 still. This has been their problem all season. Squandered offensive possessions. Really leading to just, Brown got just whacked on. But it seems that the Tigers squander a lot of offensive possessions and then late in the game try to rally, and they just are too far behind to even make that happen. So, I would like to see them capitalize a bit more. Bad throw decision there. Second down and 10, 1:39 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 here in Tennessee. And it looks like Hunter's going to keep it, but that play was blown up. 3rd and 13. Tennessee is playing their hearts out. Obviously, this is like a bowl game. You got to win this one. Brown was wide open for the first down, but Hunter takes a deep shot, and Brown cannot believe it. He's fired up. You got to start to question yourself. Is there problems in the locker room? Why is Hunter not targeting one of the best targets he has there in the secondary? Brown has been proven to be a great receiving running back, and being wide open a few times today and not even targeted has to raise some eyebrows. Brown, look at this. This is why he's one of the returners of the year. Still on his feet, all the way down to the 33 of Tennessee. They're going to get Vene for clipping. That's going to bring him back. Just erase that beautiful return. That has to hurt. Wow, all the way back to the 15-yard line of the Tigers. And it looks like they're taking a bit to snap this one. Brown has it and is only going to find his way to about the 20, a 5-yard carry. 4th down and 7. Tennessee is going to attempt to tie this up. This is a longer field goal. You're looking at about 44 yards here. Brown almost had the block. Did he touch it? No, it goes through. 3-3. Time for another kick return. Brown is going to field this one towards the left side. This is one of his favorite sides. This is one of his deadly sides. And, he gets whacked on, and that's only 15 yards. 42 has been so good today on the ground, but we haven't seen a lot of him. I don't know what is going on. And especially in the passing game, when he gets wide open, you would think they would try to hit him, and they just haven't. A lot of botched option plays today, too. I just have to think chemistry between the quarterback and the running back can't be the best right now. And Brown falls forward for 2. 2nd down and 10. They let Brown rest on the sideline for just a little bit. That left side looks pretty stacked. Let's see what they decide to do here. And they are going to hand it off to Brown. Brown is going to keep it and work his way up to 3rd and 2 there, an 8-yard carry. 2nd down and 10 again. Brown had to get some more rest. Something's going on in Auburn right now. It's got to have you questioning what is happening. This is the 10th game of the season, and if they would have gave that to James, he would have probably been gone. Bad reads, some interceptions and mistakes this season. Obviously, some bad play calling has led to this Auburn situation. Finally, it looks like they decide to throw it to Brown, and he finds them the first down. 3rd down and 3 at the 5-yard line. Brown has proven to be extremely deadly at this range. almost guaranteed touchdowns. Looks like they have a man in motion. They might be running some option here. Is this the triple option? It is. They give it to Brown. He works his way in. He sheds a tackle. And that's a touchdown for James Brown, and that's going to give Auburn the lead. Beautiful play. And I'm telling you, this kid is automatic when you're near the 5-yard line. Right here just makes him miss, and boom, touchdown. Tennessee's going to have to punt it again. They haven't scored a touchdown on offense today. It's 10-3, a low-scoring game, a defensive battle. And they're looking to punt it off to Brown. It's a shallow kick around the 35-yard line. And, oh, man, they have such a great punt team. First down and 10, 3:13 to go in this half. And nice completion over the center. They're going to find the first down. If you're Auburn, you can score a touchdown here. That's going to put some pressure on Tennessee. They do get the ball to start the next half. And it looks like Brown wanted it down the sideline. He's not going to get it. 2nd and 2. 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line. I mean, this is a 49-yard field goal right now. Obviously not a situation you want to be in. You're hoping to find another first down here, make it a little bit easier. And you do. He had all day in the pocket. Gaston catches it 11 yards. Hunter does have an interception today. That really hurts the team, but he's been interception prone these last few weeks. And right there, you should have lobbed it, not straight lined it, and that's a big mistake. Only 2 receptions for Brown today. He's been so great these last few weeks. And you would expect to see him a bit more involved, but when he's open, they just don't try to deliver it to him. Right here, we're going to see Brown bounce outside, lower his shoulder. He's going to be stood up at the 21. 2nd and goal, the ball is at the 1, and it looks like Auburn's going to call a timeout. Now, what do you do here from the 1? You give it to James Brown. He's automatic inside the 5. He has never failed on a touchdown attempt. Doesn't matter if it's 4 yards or 5 yards out, he gets in on that attempt. And right here, 1 yard, he walks in. He didn't even have to fight for that one. His 2nd touchdown of the day, 7th of the season. And, I mean, he's only been starting like 4 games. 17-3. Tennessee's going to kick it off again. 2 timeouts remain for Auburn. 1:04 to go in this half. I mean, if they can get even 3 points on the board, they're going a long way towards burying Tennessee early in this game. I mean, you would have a 3-score lead. You do have 2 timeouts, so, I mean, you don't have to, like, rush, but you do have to try to move the ball relatively quickly. Again, in that last play, Brown looked open. They just didn't target him. I mean, sometimes they're not on the same page as receiver and quarterback, but I wouldn't knock Brown for that. And right there, that's a completion. They get out of bounds. They're at the 37-yard line. Obviously, quite a few yards to go if they want to be in any type of scoring range. And Brown wanted it. He got it. Oh, stood up, though, at the 49. Ball at the 23. Clock still moving. 1 timeout to go. They are knocking on the red zone door, trying to get in that end zone. But you are in field goal position. And Brown wants it, and he gets it. They're like, hurry up, hurry up. That's what they want. They want to get one more playoff and then use a timeout. If they have to settle for the field goal, they'll settle. They're hurrying, they're hurrying, they're hurrying. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. And Brown wants it. He gets it! A 16-yard touchdown reception. The quarterback, Hunter, found a hole, and Brown came down with it, gets them in. They're looking to be up 24-3 in this game. Look at this. Just great route running. He gets inside the end zone. 3 touchdowns for Brown today, 1 through the air, 2 on the ground. Tennessee doesn't score to start the second half. It's 24-3. It looks like Auburn's got this one in hand. I mean, you can kill the clock here, run the ball a bit, just try to get out of there. And look at that, Brown muffs it, still picks it up, and still gets across the 40. Not a lot of rushing attempts for Brown today. Looks like they have him in the backfield to the right of the quarterback, and they are going to be in a passing situation. Brown catches that one, trying to bounce out to the outside, gets caught up in the center, 16 yards. Inside the 30 now, knocking in on the red zone door. Chance of defense. Obviously, Tennessee wants their hopes of a bowl game to stay alive. 3rd and 7 after a 3-yard catch. I mean, you're in field goal range. This is a 44-yarder roughly from here. A little bit of play action. And that one's deep, and that's in the end zone to Vaughn. We haven't seen a game like this by Auburn all season. They're looking real alive. Looking to make it 31-3. Tennessee's offense just hasn't done anything today. All they got was a field goal today after a turnover. So, I mean, they really haven't moved the ball much. This should be a punt that knocks it in the end zone or pins them deep. Looks like Brown's not even going to try to return it. And it's out of the end zone. Brown has 9 carries today for 53 yards. Will he even get in the double digits for carries? Looks like they're running some read option here in the 3rd quarter, coming up on the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. And the quarterback keeps it. That was a good decision, but no, he can't make a move, and they don't get anything. 2nd down and 10. Brown on the left side. He wants it. He was wide open. But they make a 5-yard completion instead. There's got to be bias with that quarterback right now, just not showing Brown any love in this game. Even though Brown's done nothing but good for him. There's a big reception over the middle. That's going to be another set of downs for the Tigers. At this point, I would think you would try to work the clock just at least a little bit, but they've been passing the ball most of this drive. Not one handoff to Brown yet. 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers here. 31-3. I mean, a score here is definitely going to seal the deal. And Brown making a nice block. That's a pancake for the halfback out of the backfield. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Brown to the left of the quarterback. A little bit of play action. He's staying, trying to keep the pocket strong, and that's a deep pass and a completion, making it 1st and goal, 33 yards. Quarterback's looking so good today. Oh, nearly 400 yards again through the air. Man in motion for the Tigers. Brown is not going to get this one. Great play action. Hunter finds 7. Brown would love to be a bit more involved in the ground game. Only 9 carries today. And drops that one off his helmet. I wouldn't say it was a little high. 4th and goal from the 1, and it looks like they're deciding to go for it here. I mean, let's see what they decide to do. Brown's been magic from inside the 5, and they hand it to him, and he gets in. A 1-yard touchdown run for Brown. Hey, there was a little bit of handshake there from the quarterback. I mean, maybe they're trying to put away their differences. 38-3. Brown has 4 touchdowns today. You got to be excited if you're this kid. Bumping up the away crowd, trying to get any Tiger fans on their feet. And Brown looking to return this one. He's had some big returns today, but mostly it's been smothered. And right there, he tries to run before catching it and has to just dive on it. 1st down and 10, and Brown is open over the center. They're going to deliver it to him. He's trying to push to the 50, down at the 48. Brown's had 100 yards receiving in one other game this season. Right now he's at 93. Can he get there again? Man in motion, that is Brown. They are going to hand it to Brown up the middle, and he's going to be smothered. He's only going to find 1 yard, and he's holding his left shoulder. Something is wrong with his left arm here. We're going to have to see if Brown comes back in this contest. 3rd quarter's out of the way. It's 45-3, and now Brown is back here halfway through the 4th quarter roughly as Tennessee has scored, trying to make it 45-10, and they do. I mean, they're down by 35 with only 4 minutes left, and they're going to try an onside kick this, though. Obviously, this is SEC rivalry. They don't want to just walk away from it. They want to try, but Auburn gets in, and they're going to have great field position. 1st down and 10 into Tennessee territory to start this drive off for the Tigers. Brown gets the ball on a counter play, and he finds the 1st down and a couple more yards. That was a great 13-yard carry. 12 carries, 72 yards for Brown today, 3 touchdowns, averaging 6 yards per carry. Man in motion for the Tigers from the right to the left. And that's some play action. Short pass to the left side. That's 5 yards. 2nd down and 5, and it looks like the quarterback's going to keep that on the option, and he doesn't get anything. 3rd down and 5. I mean, you got to convert here just to keep this game clock moving, and now a little off the page there. Well, they're going to go for it. I guess they just don't want 3 points. They want to just get this game over with here. Making some changes here. Brown's listening in. Oh, swatted down. Wow, Brown would have had the 1st down there. 45-10, Tennessee is going to decide to punt this one away. And man, oh man, playing in front of this crowd, Tennessee crowd fans already kind of leaving the stadium. A little disappointed today. They're both 5-4, 1-4 in conference play. Obviously, these teams needed wins, and it looks like Auburn's leaving this stadium with the W today. 3:20 left. If you were Auburn, you'd probably just be thinking about running this ball right now. Just getting out of this game, trying to keep everyone healthy and don't want to risk any injuries. Brown's still on his feet, breaking like 2 or 3 tackles, finding 5 yards. And it looks like they took their starters out. It's 48-10. That's how this game ends. Brown had a great game, proving again that he is a dual threat still at halfback and wide receiver. He did suffer a small injury today. I'm sure he's going to get some nice bed rest when he gets home and just try to make sure he's ready to go. They have 2 games left in this season. They want to win them both. Look at this, 160 yards again. That ties his biggest game of his career. Actually, 170 yards. That is his biggest game on offense. 13 carries, 77 yards, averaging roughly 6 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns. Receiving wise, 7 receptions, 93 yards and a touchdown. 4 touchdowns for him today, 170 yards offense. If you are an Auburn fan, you got to be excited about this freshman. He's young. He's doing very, very well, adapting to the program already. And Hunter has been doing a good job too this season. He's a sophomore. These guys are going to grow up together, playing together. Obviously, there seemed like there was some hostility today for some reason. But we did see Hunter throw for nearly 400 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had that interception. I just can't wait to see these kids blossom. Wow. Auburn's next opponent is the University of Georgia, who's 6-3. They only have they played one less game than us. We're roughly the same record, but they're ranked in the top 10. What's going on with the NCAA? 6-3, ranked number 8. We're 6-4, unranked. And, they're a pretty good team. They're only better than us in one category, and that's offensive rating. So, if we can come out and have our best game, it's at home for us, we could upset Georgia and maybe even squeeze into the rankings this year. Next episode, we're going to play number 8, Georgia, and number 3, Alabama. It's going to be an episode that probably decides our fate of even getting a bowl game bid. Again, we have nothing that we can upgrade. I'll upgrade our trucking and strength just to get that out of the way, because we're trying to be one of the more powerful running backs in the NCAA, but there's no good speed or anything. So obviously, we're sitting at 2-4 in the conference, tied with Arkansas for last place in the SEC West. Beating Georgia, and if we could beat Alabama, obviously that would put us at 4-4. We'd probably be looking maybe at a finish somewhere in the middle here, 5 or number 4 rank. But I'm just a bit disappointed with how we've had our season go so far. Texas A&M still undefeated. That was such a close game, a 3-point difference. I was really hoping we could have pulled that one off, but we need to beat one of these teams, whether it be Alabama or Georgia, to have a hope at a bowl game bid. 6 wins should get us somewhere, but who knows? I think 7 would make sure we're secured in some type of bowl game this season. But it's going to be tough sledding. But guys, this is where we're going to end this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're excited for the next episode, subscribe, turn on those notifications. And until next time, peace out.